Okay, so what we're gonna do is record this. Okay, so yesterday we learned how to simplify a fractions. So today we just do multiply and divide. So let's review about simplified fractions. So fourth grade material, right? Fourth grade. It's gonna be simplified fractions, so it'll be 26 over 13. That's equal to 13 times 2 over 13. And let's cancel out, write down 1. If you don't write down 1, then that's not going to help you. So it's 2 over 1. So it's 2. So 2 over 1. Now, that's just a simplify. Simplify. Okay. Now, how do I multiply? Same way. Multiply is same way. So multiply is same way because let's just say if I have a 26 over 28 over 36 times by, I don't know, 20 over 14, something like this. You can simplify by factoring those, and then you're gonna get what? 14 times 2 over, I don't know, 4 times 9, maybe 9 times 4. I factor as much as you can. Of course, you can factor more. And I don't want to factor more, but I'm going to do 10 times 2. I'm going to do, you can do 7 times 2, or you can do just 14 times 1, depends. So we can factor however we want. We can simplify, just say numerator and denominator. So we can simplify this as 1 and 1, right? And we can simplify this 2 and 4. You can do it 1 for numerator, 1 for denominator, or 1 for numerator, 1 for denominator. That's going to be 1 and 2. And then you can simplify this 2 and 2. That's going to be 1. So on the bottom it's going to be 9. On the top is what? 10. So it's 9 over 10. So, or you can do it simply just by doing this. 1. What? 2, right? Yeah. And this one is going to be what? 5 and 9. So that's equal to 10 over 9. Of course you can do that, but I just want to show you that you should factor it. If we do it 4th grade, we do it in this way, then it would appear under the high school. Okay, on the high school. So the high school level is going to be very easy to simplify. You just do it the exact same thing. Now you just have to have all your factoring skill is. So for us divide, here it goes. The only thing to divide is I'm going to kind of look at this question, 28 over 36. I'm going to say divided by 14 over 20. Why did I do that? Because they are exact same question. If you remember, if it's division, that means what? It's multiplied by the reciprocal, so which is 28 over 36 times by 20 over 14. Okay. And then that's the same question as this one, so there's no difference. I do want to introduce in something new, which is this part. What's that? X plus, no, sorry. 2 plus 3 over 3 plus 2. What does that equal to?
5 over 5, which equals to 1.
Yeah, but I think in terms of the factor perspective. Think of in terms of this can due to the property, right? So can I do 3 plus 2?
Yeah.
3 plus 2, right?
Yeah.
And they can cancel out, become 1. That's equal to 1, right? Because that helped me with as far as in high school level is this. That's also equal to 1. Does that make sense? Although the order is different. The next one is the one that's going to trip out a lot of students. Next one is this. if you have 3 minus 2? Use black one. How about if I have 3 minus 2? And if I have 2 minus 3?
They aren't the same.
They are the same or they're not the same?
They're not.
They're not the same, so can I cancel?
No.
I mean, wait,
The two.
yes.
How do you cancel them?
So for the bottom one, let's rearrange it for the bottom, let's rearrange it, so you get -3 plus 2, and you can factor out the negative sign, and you have negative times 2, or 3 minus 2. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So you say factor out a negative. But it turns out a lot of good student told me it says factor by negative, which is that's wrong though. Okay, but you actually gonna get same result, but it's a wrong thing, and they build a habit by multiplying negative. But you did it right because you did a factoring, which is that's good. So what you're supposed to do is think about this. You can say rearrange the bottom. I don't like 2 minus 3 just because that's gonna give me a negative number. But I can rearrange that. I can say that's equal to 3 minus 2, stay the same on the top, and what we're going to do is we're going to factor out a negative sign. If I factor out a negative sign, that means everything the sign inside stays exactly opposite. So I'm going to rewrite extra steps to kind of like, that's going to give me -2 plus 3. Does that make sense? So can I change the associated property, can I change that? So I'm going to get 3 minus 2 over a negative of 3 minus 2. Now, can I cancel? That's equal to -1. So yeah, you can cancel to be -1, or you can think about this. If the subtracting sign, they're exactly the same, they flip. If you cancel, it's gonna give you -1. That's a faster way to think about it, but I really want you to understand this part, what she said. Because she pointed out it's factor out a negative. So what's scary thing is a lot of good students in the past told me, says, oh yeah, just multiply by negative. But if I multiply by negative, I'm actually change the fraction. Although result is pretty much the same, but I'm changing the fraction, which is that's bad. So that's something I really need you to understand. So technically, you can do it two ways to do this type of question. If I see x minus 2 over 2 minus x, some faster way to recognize this is a negative sign and the things to change is going to be equal to -1. Or you can do a slow way by doing this. By factoring out the order is going to change, flip, and those two is going to cancel out, it's going to be -1. Or you can go straight to -1, but you have to memorize that. So don't make those simple mistakes. Okay, so what we're going to show you is a question that we're going to deal with today. Today you might deal with multiplication division, but there's no different than yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover multiplication division today, and over the weekend you're going to get master on factoring and stuff like that. By next week, Monday, we're going to do addition and subtraction, which will that take about 1 day and 1 day and a half. And then we're gonna talk about all the major things there, and then we're gonna go do complex fraction. Thursday and Friday we're gonna do radicals, and following Tuesday should have a test. So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, Monday review, and then it's gonna be radicals. Gonna deal with imaginary number as well this time, so not just a straight radicals. Question about this part? Okay, so we just go over all the simple part. This all in elementary school. You learned this skill. You didn't learn something new. You learned this in the past. You learned this in the first week of the school. You didn't change anything different. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you a question, because you guys are supposed to be a student that are capable to do it on your own. So I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you an example how to do it. I show you an example, the easier example. You're gonna have to apply to much harder questions. So your homework is gonna be based on that, based on everything about factoring. What's the first thing on factoring, by the way? GCF, okay. Good, seems like you guys got that down. So that's the first thing you should look at it. So I'm gonna start with the 1 plus 3x over 2x times by 2x minus 4 all over 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. And I'm gonna give you a division one. This one's kind of fun to do. A x squared all over 3x squared minus 12 divided by 40 over 2 minus x. Okay. And then I'm gonna give you those 9. And I'm gonna give you a review, but adding the stuff today, what we talked about today. So 18 minus 2x squared. I think. So that's a review questions from yesterday. X squared minus 2x minus 3, I think. So that's a review question from yesterday, but adding a little bit of today material. So those 3 questions, you should be good. So first one, second one, and third one. So the first 2 questions is today, which is no different than yesterday. If you recognize it's just a factoring, it's a lot of more factoring. So each question has maybe 2 factoring, each question maybe have 3 factoring. So you have to factor more. So I'll let you guys go in through all 3 problems, and I'll go over all 3. If you guys watch a video, you can fast forward to the other at the end. You can verify with the non-student, see what they get. I also want to tell you something about A over B negative can be recognized as a negative A over B, can be recognized as A over negative B. I prefer to be in this format, or I prefer to be in this format. I don't prefer negative sign to be on the bottom. Okay, so those 2 are preferable. So preferred. So, and they are recognized, they are exactly the same. Negative over negatives become positive, so it's not the same. So I prefer the negative sign in the front or negative sign on the numerator. I never prefer a negative sign on the denominator, it's just the way it looks funny. You alright?
Yeah.
How do you know Benjamin's right?
Trust.
Trust. Is that the first one or the second one?
Huh?
First one or second one?
First.
Or work on the second one. Check with another student, see what they get. You're gonna be like, Mr. I didn't teach you. No, I did teach you. We just teach you some basic things and how do you interact with those knowledge. Okay, we finish all three? All three? Okay. So let's start by first one. Can I factor this? Can I factor the bottom? But it's times though, let's be careful, it's times. So times you can, every time you cancel something has to be a factor. So we're gonna make sure of that. So we're gonna take out a 2 here because GCF, right? And then this one I can do the box on the side. So 3x squared minus 1 and minus 2x. So that's gonna be 3x times x, 1 and 1. So it'll be 3x and x. Which one need to be negative? So it'll be 3x plus 1 times x minus 1. Does that make sense? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this. This is a factor. It's not connected by addition or subtracting sign, so therefore I can cancel. Are we okay here? Okay, so what else? We can look at this. We can say, well, 2 can cancel as well. Right? So then I'm gonna have on top is x minus 2 over what?
X times x minus 1.
X minus 1. Now, a lot of people were tempting to cancel those x. Remember, you do not cancel anything until you make sure the factor that you cancel is not connected by addition and subtracting sign. So if you look at that, this is connected by multiplication sign. You can cancel with this, but this problem is right here. It's connected by what? Subtracting sign. So you cannot cancel those two. So therefore, your final answer is going to be like this. And some students says, do I distribute back in? No. Always keep it in the factor form because that's the most simplified form. Because I can find domain, I can find all the stuff. I'm not giving a lot of headache. Are we okay about this question? Okay, so make sure, like, this is another thing that people always get confused. You do not cancel the 2 and 2 because this 2 is connected by addition sign. What you can do is factor it out, and now those 2 are connected by multiplication sign. Then you can cancel. That's equal to 1 over 3. The same thing as 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3. Does that make sense? So make sure you do not cancel something. If you cancel like this, you kill a puppy. I'm gonna get a sticker and print out and then stick on your paper. Yes?
So the reason that you can cancel out in the denominator 2x and the top where it's 2x minus 4 is because it's connected by the
You talking about this one?
No, up top, like at the beginning.
At the very
So
beginning?
it's 2x and then 2x. You can't cancel
Yes.
because there's some
Yes.
subtraction.
So I know some of you guys really tempting to do this, but no. Because this is connected by subtracting. Okay. So what happened with this, I will rewrite this, ax squared over 3, I'm gonna factor out this. Is that okay? And I'm gonna times 2 minus x over 40. Am I going too fast? And I'm gonna factor out more, so ax squared over 3 times x plus 2 and x minus 2. Now I'm gonna go ahead and foresee this, x minus 2, 2 minus x. I'm gonna times this by minus of x minus 2 over 40. Am I going too fast?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so I factor out a 3 first. And then this is the difference of a square, which is a squared minus b squared. So a squared minus b squared equal to a plus b times a minus b. So therefore, it's going to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Now, I don't like 2 minus x. First, I don't like 2 minus because it's not in descending order. I like x minus 2, usually, because x minus 2 is right here. So I'm gonna factor out a negative sign here and x minus 2 live there. I'm gonna simplify this. And what else I can simplify? A and 40, good. 1 and 5, right? So now I just multiply together. 3 times 5 is 15. And then x plus 2. Am I going too fast here? Minus x squared, and that's my final answer. Can those x cancel out? No. Don't do it. I know it's very tempting, but don't do it. Okay? What else I can do here? Well, what can I factor out here?
-2.
You can do -2, you can do 2, doesn't matter. So let's do -2 because I like leading coefficient to be positive. So that's going to be x squared minus 9 again. X squared minus 2x minus 3. Well, that's factorable. So what's the bottom factor is going to be? X minus 3 using a box. X plus 1, right? Am I going too fast? Now, Ariana, you're going to tell me how to factor x squared minus 9. It's just like this, from here to here, just like this. X squared minus 4 is changed to x plus 2, x minus 2. So what is x squared minus 9?
X minus 9.
You have look 4, change it to 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Did you do that?
So x minus,
What is it?
x minus 3.
X minus 3, perfect.
X plus
What is the name of this? What's the name of this changing from here to here? Again, you need to know this. You have to know the name because it comes up all the time. It comes up radical, believe it or not. It comes up radical, conjugate, it comes up a lot of things. So it's called difference of the square. If you still don't know, write it several times. You know it. So now x minus 3 cancel out. That's equal to -2 times x plus 3 over x plus 1. Can this x cancel? No, it's connected by addition, subtracting sign. Okay? Your homework is going to be way harder than this. Because you got to deal with all kind of factoring. The cube, by direct grouping, you might have 3 different things. One's multiplying, one's dividing. I will give you answers also, so you can go back and verify whether that answer is correct or wrong. Okay? So make sure, because right now you are actually practicing 1,000 different factorings, and then you work out the things. Okay? I think one of the SAT question was like this. And they say find the domain of this function. So since we're gonna get this, well, we're gonna show you some SAT questions. So this is the SAT. And they say find the domain function or see if you can find out. We talk about domain, we talk about factoring, we talk about this. So finding domain. Find domain. Let's see if you can figure out.